Hey, welcome back to Supply House 1775. Today, we're going to be taking a class into a small bathroom, showing you guys how to take an old nasty tile floor and make a beautiful new epoxy surface out of it. See, we're going to be starting out with our NonSag Epoxy. We put it on walls, ceilings, tile grout lines on countertops, backsplashes, and one thing we use it for often is to take and fill our grout lines on a floor. Usually we do this for stuff that's under, say, 1,000 square feet. There's many ways to do this. You can make slurries and different things like that. It does have to be done properly. It's just a super simple thing. It's pre-measured, so you can just mix it and go. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to check out all our classes and our products we have here as well. Stick around and you're gonna see how we often deal with our transitions. As you can see, the steel trowel will float across and it's gonna fill those lows, and for the most part, leave them full, and while not putting in it a lot of additional product on top of the highs. So it's gonna create a lot flatter of a floor than if you used like a squeegee or a rubber trowel. So remember, you're trying to seal with this coating, but you're also trying to fill those lows. And that's why we are using a non-sag epoxy. The class is troweling the same epoxy up the existing baseboards. It goes up about 4 inches, and then they're using a outside radius concrete trowel that has a 3/4 inch radius, and it'll just leave a really smooth transition so you can pour your floor seamlessly all the way up into that baseboard transition, which in today's modern kitchens for code and a lot of bathrooms, they mandate some type of seamless baseboard, and there's not a lot of options out there. And this is way stronger than the little rubber cove bases that you glue to the wall or anything like that. One thing you're gonna learn with tile grout is even if it's sealed, that's only sealed for moisture and usually a little bit of stain block, but it'll let liquid pour straight through. So if you were to pour epoxy directly on this floor, like just a regular flooring epoxy or anything, it would just soak right through these grout lines. And while it would make it really sturdy and strong, it would definitely be an uneven floor in the end. It's very common that we're in a house and we'll be going up against a really nice finished wood floor or some granite tile or something that the customer's not wanting covered. And it's very important to learn how to make a nice, clean transition. The very beginning, and it's probably not on the video here, is we generally grind lightly any of the highs off the tile. So any little highs are lightly ground with a diamond grinder, and then we're taking our non-sag and filling our lows. And then I like to go to a liquid pigmented prime coat. And the reason I do this often on an uneven floor like this, your liquid pigment will really block color and allow you to get a really flat floor where you're not gonna see through it. People a lot of times mix metallics in right away. If you go directly to a metallic pigment, what you're gonna notice is the thicker spots are a little darker and the thinner spots will be lighter, so you'll end up getting kind of a grid pattern might broadcast through. Whereas if you just go directly in and prime your floor with a liquid pigmented epoxy, you're gonna be way more likely to get a really smooth sheet of glass. It's gonna be really forgiving on your final pour. And if you stick around, you're gonna be excited to see what we do with snow glitter blown out of a leaf blower here to show you for our final look. It's important when you're peeling off your tape from your transitions to try to get this within about 24 hours. Go ahead and take a razor knife and score very clean along right where you want your tape to pull back and leave a really straight transition. And it should follow, if you score it clean enough with your razor knife, you should be able to peel any of the tape back at the top of your baseboards or at your transition strips. Just remember, if you leave it a little too long, you might need to use a fine tool, an oscillating tool, and cut through that epoxy, which is very doable, but just definitely not quite as easy as if you can score it with a razor and just peel it back nice and smooth. The glitter in here is going to be a lot of fun. There's a million ways you can probably put glitter down. We're using a leaf blower because we just like to do stuff like that, and it was just a lot of fun. But if you come to one of our classes, we usually have larger floors or larger bathrooms to work on, but we're going to let you get your hands dirty. So the flexibility and the thickness of this product that we're putting down here is amazing. It's going to give you a really permanent repairable coating, and it'll last for so long with high foot traffic. If you ever even did get a bad scratch or a scuff in this floor, if you look at how thick it is, you can very easily go in and wet sand and polish it right out. Generally, you'll have a flatter, more polished floor than what you initially poured. So get out there and try something on your own, and come out and join us for a class, and check out our next video here.